Anyone else want to take on Lord Raiden? Like, can we stop? What is she have against teeth? It's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with a brand new show. It's been one that a lot of people have been requesting me to check out, and it was one I was interested in looking at. I was going to watch it on my own, but since people seem to be interested in watching me watch it here on the channel, I decided to bring it here, and that is Netflix's Blue-Eyed Samurai. So yeah, it looks very interesting to me. I'm a huge fan of Japanese lore, Japanese historical dramas, Japanese time period pieces. I just think it's just one of the cooler types of historical stuff that's out there. I definitely have more interest, I think, in Asian history than I do over Euro history. But anyways, I have heard good things about this. It's rated really, really well, and it just got confirmed for season 2. So all the more reason to jump in and check out what all the buzz is about. So I'm just going to read the premise really quickly here. It says here on Netflix that driven by a dream of revenge against those who made her an outcast in Edo period Japan, a young warrior cuts a bloody path towards her destiny. So that's a pretty good premise. I love the idea of a woman being at the center of this, especially during a time when women are often relegated to very stereotypical positions. So yeah, great cast that's involved here. I'm very much looking forward to getting into it. So I don't think I need to say much more. We should just go ahead and get into episode 1, which is called Hammerscale. So I'm going to do that. But just before I do, if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I do all kinds of reactions here to TV shows, movies, anime, music videos, all kinds of great stuff. So if you are interested in learning more about me, watching me, or just following me on this journey, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you like this video, I appreciate it so much if you show some love via some thumbs up and leave me some comments below. Let me know what's up. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now. In 1633, Japan closed its borders to the outside world completely. Citizens would never see a white face nor a face that was not Japanese. Also true. A child born mixed race would be considered less than human. Sadly also true. No mention of black people at all, huh? Monstrous. Always a bully. Yeah, you can do it to my face? That's what I thought. From these times rose a legend of a swordsman, of a sword, of revenge. Love it. I'm invested.
Because when I'm frozen, my snot drips. Then a nice big soba. We make the best soba. Honest, bad tea, great soba, okay?
Okay. That was a lot. Do I want to know what happened to his hands? That looks like a clean cut.
Pay me even more once you get some curve on you skinny country nothings. Eat.
Last time I checked, y'all didn't really like thick girls like that, but okay. Oh, not y'all making me want ramen.
Go and don't spill.
Why is he being so mean to him? Oh, man. There's a reason I was not put in certain parts of the world.
Eat it all. What? You let a dog serve food? Forgive my son.
That's your... I mean, that was just karma, quite frankly. A gun. Someone's got Western access. Not the slowest push ever. Love it.
Must have important friends to own a weapon like that.
Why do you know so much about Hachi?
I mean, didn't you say everybody should know who you are?
Fuck off.
Oh, suddenly we're not such a badass anymore.
Tell me who sold you that gun.
Yeah, she wasn't asking.
You don't deserve my blade.
Period.
You don't even deserve this blade.
Now who are you gonna call Stumpy? Loser.
Heiji Shindo. I bought it from Heiji Shindo.
Can't trust nobody. See them beautiful blue eyes?
You dead-eyed, half-blooded demon bastard.
Wow.
You look like an unreal.
Thanks, I think. Oh, well, I guess you're worthy of the blade after all. He's like, Dad, do I have to clean that too? Yeah, the good news is you're not gonna get shot. Is he leaving? Yay! Because screw his dad. Let people talk to his kid that way. Not him singing. Oh, he's so blissfully oblivious. I love it.
For 3 days and 8 leaves of scarabs, I got to know the forest really, really well, so...
Ta-da! No, he's sweet. Let's keep him.
A breeze can throw Crane off course. You are a typhoon.
AKA, she's on a mission. She thinks you might deter her just a bit, which I agree with. But you need friends.
I'm strong and can carry your things, and you can have the best soba in the world every day.
I
And
mean,
I'll
the
do
soba
anything
was
you ask.
bussin'. You can tell.
You're deformed, but you're still strong.
Okay, he meant it as a compliment. We'll work on it. Oh, he'll freeze to death. You can't leave him there. I mean, personally, I would have been sold on the soba. I'm not joking. Good soba, good noodles, good ramen. Smart. Okay, so who do you have to pray to?
Please give me the strength to kill them.
Okay, most gods don't really
Or let me
grant
die.
those types of prayers, but appreciate the fervor. I really like the animation on the face. Like, it's not overly detailed, but it's just enough. Like, I do like it. Is this a comet? I thought this was like a dream thing with the bright light, but it's looking like it might actually be a comet. Run, little one. I hate bullies.
Your whore mother killed herself because your father is a white devil.
What is even happening? Is God about to intervene? Balls! Go for the balls! Always go for the balls! See how God intervenes and not on my watch? Take that as a lesson. And interesting that it's also blue. Oh, this man's just like, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell some cabbages right on over this whole meteor rock that's fallen.
The heavens throw treasure.
Is this person blind? Isn't it crazy when you think about it though? Like, look how, I mean, that's not a tiny rock, obviously, but it's a small rock, and look how much damage it did coming from the sky. Like, it is crazy when you think about, like, what would happen if we actually got real space debris coming into Earth.
Have you somewhere to go?
Sounds like it, that's a no.
Yes?
Well, go then.
That didn't sound
Now.
like a
Goodbye.
confident yes. I'm pretty sure he can hear you. Waking up that loudly when you ain't supposed to be there. Ah, so that's the how. Okay, so that's how she learned how to light it.
Cold morning. It would be nice if someone made tea.
Someone. If only someone was here with me.
Would be nice if someone got my tongs. The
Anything else?
longer ones.
Yeah. If he knew which ones that they were just by you snapping them, then he definitely knew you were there last night.
Nice if someone kept proper time.
Look at you becoming an apprentice without becoming an apprentice. See, you went through all of that, and that lovely young man was offering to be your apprentice, and you were so cold. See how quickly we forget the kindnesses that are given to us?
This travel pass is invalid.
It's my husband's. It's invalid without him.
No. Damn.
Or I can't feed my children.
You know the rules. Women can't travel without a chaperone.
Oh, thank you, Lord, for letting me be born when I was born. What have you gone through to make you have to walk away from doing the right thing? I mean, I don't know that there's much that could have been done in that situation, but they clearly thought there was a moment. For a moment, they thought there might be something.
Do you know where I can find the Shindo Dojo?
Shindo. That's our dojo.
Oh,
You're gonna apply?
You look like a blind beggar.
thanks.
Rest a while.
I'm looking for the Shindo Dojo.
Wow, that's a whole Johnson.
You're different.
Know that.
Light. Sweet.
But firm. Take the bridge to the temple with 1,000 creepy statues. It's on the hill just past.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
You mean points for persistence?
Have you ever been with a woman before? You just have to learn.
This is quite the induction.
These you have to be gentler, soft, like ripe peaches. You like peaches?
I mean, I guess he does now.
Peaches.
Wow. You're clearly looking to get beheaded. Boldly staring at royalty? Are you crazy? Seeing this floor, I have flashbacks of Ninja Assassin.
When you speak to him, remember to lift your voice.
So I should speak like a child.
Sadly, yeah.
Like a woman who intends to get what she wants.
Sad reality when you're dealing with misogynist and monarch misogynist at that, you've got to supplicate the ego.
Forgive my interruption.
Who's this now?
Your life has been robed in silk. You've never seen the mud of the sty. Your father wasn't a pig farmer, like mine.
I was about to say, do you know?
Its gums fester. The infection goes to its brain and it must be slaughtered before it reaches full size. The pig can't be blamed. He's a pig.
Wow. Your dad just called you a sow to your face.
Am I a pig?
I mean, that's basically what he's saying.
He's an old man and a drunk and a whoremonger.
Lord Saito.
It's pretty much every man in that era who had money.
If I don't marry you off, you'll end up in a brothel lying with him anyway. So would you rather be his wife or his whore?
Wow. That's what he thinks of you. I am so sorry, sis. And what's even more stomach churning is that there's still cultures like this today.
I do know of a fierce and undefeated young samurai Seki told me of. But Seki exaggerates.
Does he? Seki smile.
Family, a fisherman's son from Kahama, but his rise reminds me of my own.
Mm-hmm. Stroke that ego, yes.
Close to your father. I only hope he's better than I am at denying you sweets.
Thank you, Father. Ugh, that's supplicating. It's so stomach churning. This is the way so many women had to just make their way for so long. And like I said, in some places, they still have to do this just to survive.
3 gold. Wow. That's too much. I only brought candy.
She likes sweets.
An engagement gift.
He said yes?
I mean, it's kind of a maybe.
I'd marry you if you were the son of a poor fish.
No, that's love. I'm not about the scales. Yee. That is an impressive looking dojo.
I'm not a student. I bring a message for the master of the Shindo Dojo.
There's so many sliding pockets. That's a giant ass door. Y'all are trusting, but I guess you figured that since this is a dojo, who's really gonna mess with you, right? Damn, you know what discipline you need to have to sit there meditating in the snow? I can't even handle being outside for more than 2 minutes.
For 200 years, we have taught here the Shindo-Ryu. Secret methods passed down from priest Soto, taught to him on the peak of Mount Kurama by the mystic Tengu themselves.
Impressive.
Show your respect.
He said what he said. He memorized that, you know.
Feed him. Then throw him out.
Damn. You're gonna shove that food down your throat. Oh.
And leave.
Is that even food? Look at you cutting through actual raindrops.
We fold the steel to blend it.
Okay.
But too pure and it becomes brittle.
Okay. So little impurities are good.
I thought we must beat out impurity.
Yes, yet an impurity in the right place is a quality.
Ooh, I like that line.
The other, death.
Ah, yes. I've heard about perfectly balanced knives.
Good enough for cooking.
Yay!
Make 1,000 kitchen knives. Then you may be ready to make a sword.
I mean, you're gonna be damn good at making knives. Oh, still working on that meteor, huh? You might need something a little hotter than traditional fire for that. It came through the atmosphere.
Perhaps it does not want to be a sword.
All metal wants to be a sword.
I mean, that's pretty subjective.
I must become the greatest swordsman alive.
Is that all?
Dang.
I've kept from you a secret. One everyone else knows as plain as my face, but you do not.
I know you're ugly.
Damn. Wow.
I am made of mixed metal.
Very good metaphor.
At the time I was born, there were 4 white men in all of Japan.
That you know of.
Traded in weapons and opium and flesh.
Not them being depicted as devils.
Took my mother and made of me.
Interesting imagery. Wow.
They will all die by my hand. I have vowed this.
Interesting.
What have I taught you about steel?
He says, anyways, child.
Pure
And impure. AKA your
It
eyes.
may be something shameful. It may also be strong.
Period. That mixed metal has made you stronger than most of the kids around you. Oh. Okay, well, that tree had to come. I think it's very impressive studying the choreography of the people who come to get their swords. Got a good memory. Okay, look at you. That bamboo ain't gonna make a fool out of you again. That's right.
I cannot leave here until I speak to the master of this dojo.
That was just a shoulder.
We get to kill you.
You're gonna try. So much bloodshed in a dojo. It's a sacred place.
The problem with Shindo Ryu is it's trash.
Oh, she said what she said. When you are in slow motion for your opponent, you need to leave. No, not the slow push of the glasses. And y'all just still come. That was a jaw. That was a jaw. Okay, I thought I was gonna hit his face. Two teeth. The canines are gone.
It is also trash.
Oh, well.
School are you?
School of life, bitch. Anyone else want to take on Lord Raiden? Like, can we stop? You all really want to get your ass beat. What is his arm against teeth? That was a great shot. Get your nasty teeth away from me. Ow!
And draw your sword.
But then you'll die.
Gauntlet dropped.
Security with 5,000 koku? Who would have thought?
We have a problem.
All right, this is the princess's. Okay, wow, I'm seeing it all come together. This is a problem. But I mean, since he's a womanizing jerk, I'm not gonna be that mad if he dies today. That princess doesn't seem like she deserves another jerk.
No one in this dojo has offered much of a
Don't get too cocky. Not you wearing her comb. That's wow. Oh, one of your bullies.
Taiken has won 24 duels. How many?
No one cares. If he's a bully, you know he's compensating.
You won't go anywhere except in the funeral cart.
Ooh, well, someone's been waiting on a little revenge. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm wondering about the scarf around the neck. I think it's hiding something. I thought it was just a fashion choice initially, but now I'm thinking it's there for a reason. Careful now. Fighting your old bully is going to bring up some emotions, and emotions can make you sloppy. Ooh, damn, that weight advantage is kicking your butt right now.
With a naked blade, you'd be dead.
Remember my eyes?
You cannot allow that to dishonor us.
That with your big scar across your face? Damn, so about to make an enemy of the princess. This may not go well.
No one has yet deserved my blade.
I feel like it's made out of the meteorite. Meteorite, not meteorite. You see what I... Anyway. Visualizing the kill. All right, we like it. Visualization works. Woo! That was close. That was close.
death comes for everyone.
It does, but not for me today. See, now, where you screwed up is you had to get cocky with it. Going for speed now.
Ooh, that would be a hamstring.
There goes your torso. And good night. Oh no.
You are the master of this school?
I grunt. I don't make full sentences.
Where may I find your brother, the black market merchant Heiji Shindo?
You did all this?
Yeah, clearly dead ass about it so quickly.
Whatever business you have with him, you will never reach him.
Right, like I'd never reach you? Sure.
You are still a dog.
Let's see if that temper's still there. What did you do?
Because that wasn't your full sword extension. Maybe left him with a pretty scar, or did you actually take him out? Either way, I think you got the princess as an enemy.
Oh, are they still alive? Oh, thank God.
Oh, she took the Brett, or the comb.
Oh, she gave you a haircut. It'll grow back. Relax.
Oh, you just lost all the respect. 24 wins means nothing if you don't win when you need to win most.
Your students need better training.
That's exactly what he said.
The four fangs.
Apples.
Send the four fangs after this samurai.
Could you sound less interested?
Not the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Okay.
I know I'm supposed to be scared, but I'm kind of hyped. Oh, wow. You're going to sew that up yourself? Wow. Okay. Still riding. Okay.
There's something more I must confess.
You've spoken enough nonsense.
This isn't nonsense.
I have made your swords unclean.
Quiet.
I'm
Came to me
feeling...
as a stupid lost boy.
Oh, maybe he doesn't. I'm like, does he not know you're a girl?
If you must do this, take a sword.
Thank you.
I already have one. Sword Father.
Beautiful. Yep. Figured out how to smelt it. Just takes a woman's, you know? A woman's touch. Knew it was him, but still. Damn, everything.
Peaches.
No. Oh my gosh, I'm assuming these are previews for the rest of the season. Yes, okay, we don't need to have that. Okay guys, well that was episode 1 of Blue Eye Samurai and I liked it a lot. We had the backstory, we now have an understanding of what the quest of our main character is and an establishment of the world that we're walking in right now. And yeah, it's very interesting. I'm really liking the way they're developing our main character of Mizu. It's a sad story. The historical accuracy that's been placed around the fact that, for those who didn't know, but I guess you know now if you're watching this, Japan did close itself off from the entire world for over 100 years. And during that time, anything that was not Japanese was forbidden. And because of the times and also the fact that Japan is very isolated, it was pretty easy for them to keep most outsiders out. Now, there's a lot of stories that say that there were a few merchants, particularly those who came from Europe, because that was one of the places that was closest, and some other places that managed to kind of get in and out and did some trading here and there. But for the most part, the mindset in the country was that if you were not Japanese, that was it. Like you were an outsider, you were not to be talked to, you were evil. And there was a lot of course, xenophobia, as I mentioned before, against anyone who was non-Japanese. And so imagine being a child who is mixed during that time with anything that's not Japanese. It would be very difficult. being different at all. And even now, like to an extent, kids who are born and raised in Japan now that are different, many of them still grow up dealing with a lot of prejudices and a lot of misinformation about them and prejudices against them. And that's because, unfortunately, even though that isolation happened quite a while ago now, the mindset is still filtering its way out of Japanese society. So anyways, seeing that this is the situation that she had to grow up in, having no one. Looks like, I thought maybe she would at least have one parent, but her mother is gone. Her father was either he was exiled or he abandoned, one or the other. But the story that Mizu believes is that her father forcibly took her mother and forced her to be born, and then basically abandoned the both of them. And so we also heard that the bully also said that her mother took her life. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the story that's going around. So you can imagine not only growing up being different and having this very visible sign that you're different, because the way that she's animated, it's very clear that she has, for the most part, Japanese features, I would say. Like if her eyes were brown, people probably wouldn't realize that she was mixed, although they said that her eyes are round as well. So the shape of them, I guess, is not common. But anyways, it's just to have that already to deal with. And then on top of that, have this story going around that your mother was a prostitute, which again, back in those days, you were not looked up to as a woman if you were in that position. And then on top of that, having a father who the whole nation views as like a devil or a demon for bringing in these terrible things to Japan. It's a lot of hot coals mounted on this poor girl's head, and to deal with that severe level of bullying as a kid. And the sad thing is that in these societies, a lot of times, even if the adults saw her being bullied, they wouldn't have done anything to protect her. And we see now why that she's been, since she was very little, pretending to be a boy. That would have been absolutely a protection, because in that society, as we saw in that first scene, women were only considered to be good for two things: for making more babies or for sexual pleasure and recreation. And because of that, they had very little value in society unless they came from a noble family. So we see that those poor girls, they were daughters who were sold to this man because most likely their families were poor and didn't see any value in having daughters. And so you imagine, poor Mizu being not only a girl, but mixed and hated, and the daughter of get all those things I mentioned, right? So if people found out that she was a girl on top of that, I shudder to think of what might have happened to her. They would have definitely come for her, probably sold her into something quite awful very young. So pretending to be a boy was definitely a survival mechanism, and a smart one at that. And I love seeing the story of how she got a chance to kind of sneak in with the swordsmith of that village she lived in. Thankfully, that swordsmith, he looked like he was a bit of an outsider as well. And again, that was most likely because he was blind. The fact that he had that skill of swordsmanship is likely why he wasn't bothered by the rest of society. But, in these types of cultures where they're very close-minded about anything that's different, disabilities of any form are considered quite, like, they're looked down on, is my point. So I feel like, even though it wasn't touched on here, the swordsmith felt a kinship with Mizu, because I'm sure growing up, he likely, again, we don't know whether or not he was born blind, but I'm assuming it's been around for a while. He probably went through a share of ostracism because of that as well, right? So anyways, it was still nice to see that he had that kindness to take in a child and give them what they needed most, what she needed most, which was, food, shelter, a warm place to sleep, and then taught her a valuable skill. Like, honestly, even if she wasn't on this revenge kick, becoming a master blacksmith would have been something that definitely would have supported her. And if she'd really wanted to, I guess, live a different kind of life, and again, never let anyone know that she's a woman, she could have become a blacksmith and, elevated herself to a degree, at least to a point of not being messed with that way. But anyway, we discovered that she wants to find her father. She wants to find her father and the other 3 merchants, I believe she called them, that came to Japan all those years ago and caused a lot of mayhem and a lot of pain and suffering to people. And she wants to get revenge on them. That is her mission. That's something that she's vowed, as she put it, as a very young person. And that makes sense. In her mind, her father was the root cause of all of the issues. I have a sneaking suspicion she does not have the full story. However, I think these are stories that she's heard. If her mother died at a young age, she would not have heard the truth from her. So I just think this is just a lot of anger and fear and resentment that's just built up inside of her, and she needs an outlet. And her father, who's being demonized by the entirety of Japan, is a very easy target for her to channel all that into.
But anyways, we learn that yes, she is a badass because all these samurais came to her master to get a sword. She learned by watching these people practice and, use their swords. That's how she picked up how to use her sword. As far as the other fighting techniques, I'm not sure how she picked them up. It'd be interesting. I feel as we go through this journey, we'll learn more about how her training occurred over these years. She's obviously still not perfect. We saw that her childhood bully Taigen almost got the upper hand on her. I think that was because she was getting a little cocky, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, she's not perfect yet, but she's still obviously very skilled. And the fact that she's wearing these metal weights all the time, and again, I don't know how many of those are purely for protection or if that's just her way of keeping herself strong, because that would make her a lot stronger than the average woman carrying around an extra God knows how many pounds on her. But also maybe that's just metal for her to use for welding. I didn't think about that. But anyway, we see that she isn't 100% the baddest ass there is out there, but she's getting there. And I really like that she was able to get a little revenge on her childhood bully. But as I mentioned in the episode, we found out that her childhood bully Taigen is currently engaged to the princess of Kyoto, and the princess has no idea that Taigen, she doesn't know about his true nature, obviously, that he is a bully, that he is a womanizer. He's laughing and kikiing about the fact that he managed to dupe her into marriage. And I have no doubt that if she does end up marrying that man, it will be a huge regret for her. But like I said, she's not going to know that till it's too late. But I'm hoping that instead of her potentially adding another layer of issues here for Mizu, because now we know that Mizu's got some people coming for her, which we'll get to in a second. But I'm just hoping the princess doesn't look at Mizu as someone she also needs to hunt down in revenge for her fiance. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm kind of hoping that Mizu and her become friends, because I think they're in similar situations, but different. Obviously, Mizu, because she's posing as a man, has a lot more freedoms. But we saw that, what was her name? Akemi. She is struggling with the weight of misogyny, of the weight of a world that does not value her. We heard what her dad said. She is only as good to him as who she marries as far as he's concerned. He only cares about his little toddler son that's going to take on the family name. And the fact that she has to, as she said, talk like a child, use a lilt in her voice, make sure she looks down. Like, again, just making herself as small as possible so as not to make him feel in any way, shape, or form threatened, or that she's trying to equate herself with him, because that's the only way she can even get him to listen, let alone not risk being punished. Because you heard what he said, that if she refused to marry well, he was willing to sell her to a whorehouse. So that's just crazy, to think that a father would think this way, but this was the way the world used to work. And as I said, sadly, in some places still does. So I think that, like I said, Akemi and Mizu have a lot in common. So if they can actually find common ground, that would be the ideal, I would think, as opposed to them being enemies. But that's what I'm hoping, because our girl Mizu has another fresh set of problems. We see that all that she went through in this episode with getting to the head of this dojo was so that she could find out the man who sold the gun to the flesh peddler that we met very early in the episode, because again, she's working her way up to these 4 people that she's trying to get revenge on. And of course, that master ended up giving her the information, because clearly my guess is he's actually not that great of a martial artist. Let's be real. If his best student got defeated and he just gave up the info, he clearly didn't think he could do better than his best student. And we see that he then went to his brother Heiji and told him the whole story and was like, yeah, this person is looking for you. And, of course, they're just trying not to get in trouble, because clearly Heiji is a gangster and they don't want Heiji's wrath for giving him up. But Heiji is not taking it all seriously. Instead, he's now sent out the 4, I can't remember the name. I was thinking the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse as soon as I saw the horses coming. But there are 4, let's call them gangsters, mercenaries, that he's now sent after Mizu to take care of her, to get her out of the way, because he does not feel that she's worth the time at this point, right? Mizu has made a name, but not quite enough of a name for him to get worried about yet. So we'll have to see how Mizu deals with that going forward. Of course, she's the main character, so I'm not worried about her being taken out, but it is going to be an added layer of crazy she's going to have to deal with. And not to mention that young man from the very beginning, our soba maker there. He is a tenacious young man following her around, even though she tried her best to get rid of him. he's not giving up. And now he knows her secret, which is that she is in fact a she and not a he. And I think that this is going to be the door that he's finally been looking for as far as being her apprentice, or at least getting to follow her, because the only other alternative she's going to have is to kill him, right? Which sounds bad, but it's true, right? She doesn't want that to get out. That will really, really throw a huge monkey wrench in her plans if people find out that she's a woman. So now he's going to be part of her crew, but I'm okay with it. He seems like a sweet guy. And, you know, I said at the beginning of the episode, tenacity, you know, that persistence, it does pay off. The same way she was persistent with her sword father, he's being persistent with her. And like I said, that knocking eventually opened a door, even if it wasn't quite the one she meant to open. So yeah, that was pretty much it. It was still a great episode, great opener. I'm intrigued. I definitely want to know more about it. I love the animation style. I love the world they've created. And so far, like I said, yeah, it's really good. It's drawing me in, and I like the pacing quite a bit as well. So great, solid first episode. Enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it along with me. If you did, please show some love to this video, and I will see you in the next one.